It's Max and I. Oh, I just tapped the window and he must have thought there was a bird there. Sorry. I'm trying to get him to sit still and not aim his back in at my iPad. But I can't promise anything because he does whatever he wants. He's the boss. I'm Tamara and this is Max. And you guys asked me some really cool questions the other day when I posted my video and also in my messages, which was really cool because now you gave me something to talk about and questions to answer. Some of them are really good too. Somebody asked me what I wore while I worked. This is it. This is usually what I look like. My hair is in some kind of, is it a knot? Some kind of knot. Cat fur. These goggles all the time. I have big eyeballs, so I need some good eye protection. It's too often that I go to the post office or I go to the grocery store or I go to a plant store and I have these stupid goggles on the top of my head all the time. So it's a good thing we don't hang out because I would so embarrass you. Sweatshirt almost all the time. I'm cold a lot, which doesn't make sense because I'm so fluffy. Isn't fat supposed to be? No, it's, wait, you float more because you're walruses? They're really and that's cold. I don't know. I'm cold all the time. So sweatshirts, unless it's summertime, and then it's t-shirts. Jeans all the time. I even wear jeans when I think I'm going someplace nice. I'll wear nicer jeans that don't have holes in them, but I'll wear a pretty shirt and I'll wear jeans where I go. I've always been that way. I've always had long, boring hair, and I always tie it in a knot on the top of my head, so I can't really blame it on my job because I've always looked like this. Just way more wrinkles. Oh, and my grandma shoes. Don't tell anybody, please. Don't tell anybody. Look at my Yoshi sock on my... Look at these things. They're so ugly. They're like 3 inches thick. They're made for people who exercise. I don't exercise. But I do stand up a lot, and it has made a huge difference. So if you don't mind looking like grandma, hookah brand? Hoka? Hookah? Don't tell anybody that that's the name of my shoes. But they are. And I think they come in cooler colors. But if you exercise or if you're on your feet a lot, I suggest them because it made a huge difference in... I can stand here sometimes for 12 hours. I can feel these are going to fall off. 12 hours at a time, especially on Christmas time. I was in here and wouldn't eat because I'm a dumbass and stand up for 12 hours straight. So I really needed to do something, and Josh got them for me because he's like, you got to do something better to help. My floor is plywood, so it's, sorry, camera. It's not very forgiving, my floor, but it's helped. So sneakers, sweatshirt, ripped jeans, sneakers, that's what I wear, and goggles, and striped cat fur. What else? Oh, you asked me if I needed to be quiet in here, or what do you see? It might be a squirrel. There's been a squirrel that keeps climbing up the front of my coop, and he'll sit in the bird feeder. Oh yeah, quiet, or if I listen to something. For some reason, I love to go for walks and be out in nature, and I love to listen to birds and frogs and crickets and grasshoppers and all that stuff, but I can't work when it's quiet. For a long time when I first started making jewelry, I would listen to music, Spotify. I always had some kind of music on. What do I like for music? I listen to weird stuff. Seriously, like, it's all over the map. I don't love country music though, or hard rap. I just don't get that. But everything else, I like just about everything else. I've been listening to like Taylor Swift recently, Justin Bieber. But then I'll listen to really older stuff too, and I love Led Zeppelin, and I love, yeah, so all different things. But then, a while ago, I started listening to podcasts, which makes sense because I love learning. I am such a nerd. I love science, botany, biology, all of that cool stuff. And one of my favorites is called Ologies. I think I told you guys about it on my page a little while ago. And Allie Ward is a host, and she interviews different ologists. They have a job within that field studying whatever that ology is, and she asks them how they started, why they do it, what they love about it, what they hate about it, what kind of schooling they took. There's some swear words in there, which I love. I love swear words. I say a lot of swear words, and it makes it a little bit more fun and personable that way, because you feel like you're kind of a part of the conversation. But they're great. I love it. Even ticks. There was like one on ticks. Why would I even listen to that? But I learned stuff, and I was interested, and I was glad that I listened to it. So I suggest every one of them. I've liked just about every single, except the dogology one. Why? But I liked all the other ones. Felinology. I like that one. That was a good one. Because I like cats. What else do I listen to? Parenting. Sometimes parenting podcasts I listen to, which doesn't make sense. I have 2 kids. My daughter is 25 and my son is 18. And I love them to pieces. Don't know if I can say the same about them. But I try. So I still listen. I still listen to parenting podcasts to try to do the right thing. I don't come from a family that gave a shit about parenting, and on a scale from great to not, they sucked. So it had been tough to figure out what the right thing to do was, the right answers. When you don't have good background to take from and see what worked or didn't work with you. I only know what didn't work, but that doesn't mean that the opposite is what will work. So I still listen to them and miss my kids. So podcasts, I listen to a lot of podcasts. I don't like silence. I'm a yapper. Maybe that's why that I always feel like if there's silence, somebody feels uncomfortable. So if there isn't good conversation or topic or some kind of noise going on in the background, then I assume that things are not good. So maybe that's why I always have to have sound. So music and podcasts I like to listen to quite a bit. Someone asked me what my favorite joke was, and thankfully I had time to think of this, because I don't know. I would say that I can be pretty funny, but I'm not like a joke person funny, but I had to think about it, and I think my funniest joke is, what kind of bees produce honey? Boobies. That is a funny joke. What else did you guys ask me? I didn't go to school for this. This is, like I said, something I've been doing for 4 years now, and it was like an accidental thing. I know I probably said it before, but it got to the point where my kids were older and my daughter was just about moved out. She wasn't really around much. My son was doing his own thing, and I had no idea what to do with myself. So I figured, I would take an afternoon class at a local craft center, and they were going to teach you how to solder together a simple set of silver rings. My poor teacher was overwhelmed. There was quite a few of us, and we were at all different levels. So a lot of us needed more help from her, and I felt bad. So I kind of just went over in the corner and I did my own thing, and I messed around with the torch, and I made some rings, and I loved it. I thought it was awesome. I went home that night and I went online and I bought myself a torch like the one I had used there. We had propane tanks here already because my daughter is a glass artist. She is probably the most amazing glass artist you would ever see. So you definitely have to look at her stuff. Her name is Abigail Castagnero.